Madam Speaker, the law has given good submission saying that there are people in this country who seems to be above the law. Madam Speaker, he makes me bring up a point of clarification whether he's talking the talk, because as I speak now, the leader of his political party, I want to know whether he's above the law by him giving statements that are discriminatory to an extent that inciting public against his fellow MPs, like Honorable Ssenyonyi against Honorable Mpuga. You know, when things happen in NRM, okay, so I'm seeking clarification whether his leader of his party is above the law that he gives his...
Honorable members, these are serious.
I'm glad, Honorable Speaker, you've ruled that he is being irrelevant by bringing politics to the critical issue I raised. Thank you.
One, I don't lead clowns. And nobody has ever told me that I lead clowns. This house is for honorable members of parliament. Two, when you say that the CDF was summoned, I did not see the summon. There is only one signature in this house, in this parliament. It is only the speaker who is supposed to sign. I don't see how a chairperson of a committee can start summoning anybody, leave alone CDF, anybody. There should be a process of an invitation. Listen, honorable members, Macho, I will throw you out. Honorable members, there must be a procedure of inviting witnesses. But let's not deviate from the real issue. The real issue is the principle of fair hearing. The presumption of innocence. Over to Honorable Mao. The human rights issue. And I want to advise you members, when you invite these witnesses, you are inviting an office. An office is not MK. There was a deputy CDF, I saw it on social media. You cannot start attaching a single person to this. It is an office. Like you find, if there is a house here, the deputy speaker is chairing. It doesn't have to be me. Honorable Mao, the issue of Eddie, who?
Million Ugandans, and every day there are many infractions against the law. People are being killed, people are being robbed. It doesn't mean those who break the law are above the law. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
One is above the law. And I want to appreciate him because he released a statement in regard to this particular matter, condemning the abduction and the torture of this person called Edward Sebufu. Away though from the letter, which I do appreciate he wrote. I don't know whether he wrote it because of the opposition politician he has been for a long time, but as a government official, we would want to know, is action going to be taken against this errant government official that broke the law? Because when a minister writes a statement saying a minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs writes a statement saying government official X, CDF, here you are breaking the law. You cannot abduct people and torture them in your basement. Release them. That's a government minister writing that. Away from the fact that that is good and it excited us, what action gets to be taken against this errant government official? Or is he above the law? And that's the question that I was asking. We have now recognized he was operating outside the law.
Thank you.
What then gets to be done? Is anything going to happen to him? And I'm glad even the Prime Minister has walked in. Maybe Honorable Mao might not have an answer, but maybe he should as a minister. But the Prime Minister, who often says she's very able and she's action-oriented, is she going to take action against this errant government official called General Muhoozi in Rukaba?
Honorable members, IGP himself going to do the arrest. The arrest is done by other people. So you may not talk about the CDF now. We may need to look in depth. We may need to look in depth who did it and why was it done. But then the court process must be expedited. Next item. Next.
Item number
Thank
three.
you very much, Madam Speaker. Usually it's the one who comes here because the Honorable Tafire doesn't come. He came and told Parliament that when soldiers and policemen are arresting people, they must identify themselves. General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, he said, I disagree with that minister. When I raised the issues here of deploying soldiers in South Sudan, and Parliament asked the Minister for Defense to explain, immediately the spokesperson of UPDF dismissed him. He said that one represents us only in Parliament. General Erweru there, he was called a buffoon by the CDF. One by one.
What is the procedural matter?
I am raising it if you allow me background. One by one, whether ministers, whether UPDF soldiers, whether committees of parliament are becoming victims of CDF. So the procedural issue I am raising, Madam Speaker, whether you should not get government at the highest level to tell us, because recently he said, you opposition, you are going to beat you during elections. For us, we are Tutsi. These are serious matters that, Madam Speaker, everybody, every sane person must be concerned with. They are not matters that can just be ruled and we continue. I mean, I don't know, Erweru is about to run away. I don't know whether David Moore sits in his office comfortably. The Minister of Defense the other day was here. So we all have become victims of this one man called Muhoozi Kainerugaba. This parliament must find a solution.
At least for me, I'm not a victim. Because where does that information come from? On social media, anybody can post anything, anytime. Next item. Honourable members, you're going to drag this.
Accessible by members. I don't have a copy. And I don't know whether this parliament is now proceeding under the old rules or the new rules so that we are guided properly in processing the business. The second procedural matter is that I don't remember the day, but we had asked that the regulation, the new regulation by statutory instrument, I think called the UPDF establishment, and there was a commitment from the Attorney General that that copy would be brought here because it is the one that operationalizes the UPDF Act, and it gives potentially the CDF some powers. If Parliament, which made the law, cannot follow on that establishment to see where the powers begin and end, it may be difficult. Some of the questions asked by members here may be in that regulation. Can we get commitment and that
Thank you.
comes here so that we can examine whether the CDF and how the army is being managed now is in order or there is something Parliament can do to change that law. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The issue of the
UPDF is, but all the powers are granted under the UPDF Act. That's where you should look.
Thank you.
Madam Speaker, that instrument.
He has only spoken English, which you've not understood. So you would have asked him maybe to speak in Luganda. Yes?
Madam Speaker, you know I don't speak Luganda. Are you addressing me?
I'm not asking what has he said.
Thank you.
I mean.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So the issue I am raising is that that instrument was made pursuant to a provision of the UPDF Act. It is a statutory instrument. And by law, if you read that act, it's supposed to be laid here so that Parliament can interrogate whether it does not contravene the spirit of the act. That's all I am asking.
Okay.
Yeah.
AJ.
Well, I think I don't know it, but I don't know it.
Thank you. Honorable Mao. Honorable Mao. Let Mao first lay his.
Law here, obviously,
Ye-
as I've seen, you can call someone to the floor, then they interrupt and say whatever they want.
Can you
So
lay, can
I'm
you lay
also
your
calling
bill?
for rule of law in Parliament. Madam Speaker and honorable members, I beg to move that the bill entitled the Copyright and Neighboring Rights Amendment Bill 2025 be read for the first time. I also beg to lay a copy of the bill and a certificate of financial implications. I beg to move, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Pursuant to Rule 129, Rule 1, Sub-Rule 1 of the Rules of Procedure.